Rob Jost is a farmer, a fish farmer.
I originally got into the business because I like to fish.
Since 1991, he's been raising fish. In '94, he and his wife Debbie started their own fish farm called Minnesota Muskie Farm Incorporated. They help keep not only Minnesota lakes stocked, but lakes around the country with everything from panfish to walleyes and muskie.
A lot of times when we tell people what we do or what I do growing fish, they immediately assume we're growing fish to put on a plate to sell to a processing plant, and eventually it'll end up in a restaurant. But I came up with the phrase, we sell fun, because that's what we do. Our fish end up in lakes or ponds for people to eventually, hopefully, get on the end of their line.
These floating sticks are muskie fry. Now less than an inch long, Rob says by October they'll be a foot long. Another thing that's growing fast is their business. Growing up as farm kids, Rob and Debbie learned how to work hard.
Our experiences and work ethic are similar, and it's worked out for a long time. And then about 7 years ago, she started another business. So now she's kind of got her thing, and I've got my thing, but it's still our thing.
Debbie's business is somewhat unique. She sells bait over the internet through a company called SpeedyWorm.com, and her customers are all over the country.
Not every state's like Minnesota. Every 2 miles there's a bait store. Where some states you have to drive an hour one way to get bait so you can go fishing. So those people do need to plan ahead. And so a lot of my customers are out of state.
In order to keep bait fresh when shipping it all over the U.S., and we're talking about all kinds of bait, timing and timeliness is everything. That in itself has been a real education.
Well, I ship only on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays so that the bait arrives by the weekend. And different states, you have different shipping options. Like if you live in Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Iowa, Wisconsin, Illinois, I only ship with Speedy delivery because they're next day and they're real inexpensive.
The bait is not just for fishermen. For instance, they sell worms and maggots for use in a number of famous TV shows and movies, and for just about any other reason.
I sell to zoos, bird sanctuaries, reptile stores. People build fish tanks in their houses and they buy them and feed their fish and turtles and you name it. They buy it and they have it delivered to their door.
And although the busy season in Minnesota runs from ice off to ice on, only 10% of their business comes from the land of 10,000 lakes.
So it's interesting. And then if the southern states get ice in the winter, they go crazy. They want bait. They order bait when they hear a 10-day forecast that they're going to get ice. I love it.
For Rob and Debbie, their complementary businesses seem to work well together, and for good reasons.
Oh, it really does work good. We do complement each other. Where he has a strength, I have a weakness, and it works out well.
So whether your recreation on the water involves something you put on the hook or something you catch on it, they hope they had a small part in making that happen. For the Voice of Alexandria, I'm Joe Korkowski.